Sports Network starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you feel that? Tell me, can you feel that? You see it coming? Yeah, let me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like Meek Mills, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere, you know I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing to the love the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is what it be. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way beyond these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games to a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you're real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chillin' with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Triller Brothers, yeah, we screamin' lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Roxamore Sports Network for the second annual MLK Stand Up Against Violence Tournament. Travis Newton here alongside Ken Abaka, and we are getting ready to get things started here for Game 4 of the second day. We have the Newtown Titans taking on the Steel Valley Ironmen. Newtown Titans out of Owings Mills, Maryland, and Steel Valley just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ken, I'm going to go ahead and take it to you so you can take us through the roster starting lineup for the Newtown Titans.
Yeah, so for the Newtown Titans, they have one of their guards, a 5'10" sophomore, wearing number 0, Cam Bush. We have Kyrie Johnson, number 1, a 6-foot-tall senior guard. We have Stefan Marcano, who's a 6'3" senior guard, who's wearing number 4. Andrew Mills, who's a 6'6" senior forward, and he's wearing number 33. And we have Martez Robinson, who's wearing number 3, a senior, 6'2" tall guard. And this team, they are based out of Owings Park, Maryland.
And now for the starting lineup for the Steel Valley Ironmen. Number 2, Camden Pollock, a 6'1" senior. Number 3, Connor Rossi, a 5'10" senior. Number 30, Jordan Fisher, a 6'4" junior. Number 12, Tyler Mitchell, a 6'2" junior. And rounding things off for the Ironmen of Steel Valley, number 10, Shane Reagan, a 6'1" senior forward. So like I mentioned, Game 4 of 9 of the day. We are almost halfway there here at the MLK Weekend Stand Against Violence. So far, we've had Westinghouse against Central Catholic. Math, Civics, and Science just took on Mount Lebanon in a thriller where MCS won. And now we have Newtown versus Steel Valley, Pennsylvania versus Maryland. And Ken, we've had a lot of great basketball today. What are you looking forward to in this game?
Well, if it's going to be as close as that last Mount Lebanon game, I'm going to be very much on board with that because that was a really close one and pretty much down to the wire. Looking at both of these teams here, they look pretty much in shape, and hopefully we should see some good action between the two.
So we're about seconds away here from tip-off. Steel Valley looks like they had a little mishap with their uniforms. They're going to go white shorts and maroon tops. Newtown in all white. Here we go from the MLK Showcase. That tip stolen by the Steel Valley Ironmen, looking to start their offensive set early. Baseline drive, now a kick out. Fake on the three and a patient possession here for Steel Valley on their first. Nice take inside. The floater finds rim but won't go in, but an offensive rebound, and now a pull from three. In and out, and now the first possession for the Titans. And right off the bat, an early three by Steven Marcano, showing his sweet touch from downtown. That's a good start for Newtown.
You were mentioning the jerseys earlier. I will say, even as right here by the court, it is a little bit confusing trying to pick out each one. So we'll see. That's going to make it a bit trickier to call this.
So Steel Valley, a nice answer back. That's the senior 6'1" guard, Camden Pollock. A nice take to the rim, finishing with the right. So Newtown early on, a 3-2 lead, representing the state of Maryland out of Owings Mills. And it looks like Steel Valley, like a lot of the teams in this tournament, going to settle down into the 2-3 zone. This time they got beat from the middle, a nice dish down low, and the easy deuce gives them a 3-point lead. And now a long pull from downtown. A lot of confidence being exhibited there by Camden Pollock, but he's off front iron, no good. Ball back to Newtown. See if Newtown can continue their role here. The Titans. Oh, another nice dish inside. The reverse layup, can't find it, but an offensive foul gives it right back to Steel Valley. And Ken, so far Steel Valley showing that they're not going to be afraid to pull the trigger from downtown. Let's see if they continue that aggressive nature on the offensive side. Kick out Camden Pollock once again. 0 for 2 from 3 early on. Oh, now Newtown way ahead of the pack. Oh, and a great block by Pollock as he stares him down. Getting a little saucy with it on the defensive side. Another strong take by Steel Valley, but blocked from behind. That was Andrew Mills with the rejection, and on the other side, Pollock getting up high and deflecting it off the backboard. So Steel Valley will set back up. Man-to-man defense here for Newtown. Kick out. Corner three rises above the defense, no good, long. Now Newtown's going to jack a three of their own. Both teams struggling from behind the arc. We only have that one made three-pointer by Camden Pollock. So will be a baseline inbounds for the Titans. Between the legs, nice step back shot. Falls short once again, so both teams struggling early on from the field. Appears we might have a little bit of a defensive battle here in the first. But coming right back, Jordan Fisher, 6'4", tallest player on the court currently. Nice spinning left hook. Arid pass and a steal, but Steel Valley unable to convert, giving it right back to the Titans. And Ken, we hear the coach over here for Newtown telling his players not to settle, and we have seen a lot of players settle early on in this game. Definitely need to get better looks on the offensive side for both squads.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, I was talking to the head coach of the Newtown Titans, and he was telling the players like to try and dictate the tempo early on in the game. They want to be in control of everything, so they got to really make sure that they don't settle on this one.
We've seen a lot of supreme talent in this tournament. No exclusions here. Another three-pointer taken by Steel Valley. They've gone cold since making their first. Now the Titans pulling a three. The big man, number 33, Andrew Mills, 6'6", senior forward. One of the top players on this team, averaging 16 points a game. He already has 5 here in this opening quarter of play. Still young in this game. And answering right back, Camden Pollock rises above the defense and buries it from downtown. So after going cold in the first, both teams starting to warm up, hitting back-to-back threes here. Why not make it three? And he will. Andrew Mills, filthy from beyond the arc.
And so far, Andrew Mills is leading the team in scoring points, and actually he has about 16 points per game on average, and that's number 33, Andrew Mills.
So Steel Valley unable to answer with the mid-range jumper there, and here comes the Titans once again, fast on the break. Will we get a heat check from Mills? He's hit 2 in a row. Oh, but a beautiful backdoor pass. Great ball movement by this team. Looks like a foul, but it's going to go the other way to Steel Valley off the steal. Pollock, a one-man wrecking crew. Dangerous pass, almost had it intercepted. Now a corner three. Tried to go for the bank, but couldn't get it to go. Fast on the break, here comes Newtown, the bucket, and the foul. Number 0, Cam Bush, just a sophomore for this team, exhibiting a bunch of talent on the break. Now we're going to get a line change for Steel Valley. Whole host of new players coming into the game. And unfortunately, we were not given the roster here for this Steel Valley team besides the starting lineup, so we'll just be referring to them by numbers until we can get something figured out on that front. But we'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Game 4 of 9 on day 2. And Camden Pollock trying to mix up the defense. He has his pocket picked out of bounds. Ball back to Newtown. And they're going to give it right back. Foolish pass there on the inbounds. 13 from deep. Stepped into it like a pro and buries the 3. Off the made bucket, Newtown coming right back, and Mills, reverse layup, getting saucy with it. So a 2:28 remaining in the first. The score 19-10. And a little bit of back and forth here. Both teams giving up turnovers. Strong to the hoop and drawing the foul. That is number 5 for Steel Valley.
Also want to give a little bit of credit there to Kyrie Johnson, number 1 of the Newtown Titans, for having that steal right over there.
You can tell already number 2, Camden Pollock, is really the backbone for this team, the scoring threat. We had 4 substitutions come in. Pollock was the lone Iron Man staying on the court. So Steel Valley hits both free throws, brings it now to a 7-point game after Newtown getting off to a fire start and a foul about 80 feet from the hoop. And the Titans with the lead, but their coach, Derek Wise, is going to go ahead and take a timeout, a 30-second timeout here. So, Ken, a fast start after a little bit of a lackluster performance on the offensive side, but it looks like both teams are operating at a very efficient level now. What are you looking for on the defensive side for Steel Valley to try and limit Andrew Mills and the rest of this Ironman team?
They just need to be able to do a few more blocks, basically. And overall, the Newtown Titans, both teams have been able to get closer to the net. Newtown Titans, they've been able to convert, obviously, a bit more. So Steel Valley just focus a little bit more on the blocks, but also just convert a little bit more.
Steel Valley coming in today's game with a record of 8-4. The Newtown Titans 7-1. Mills almost lost it, but dishes it out. Strong double team here, but stepping out of bounds is Steven Marcano. The Titans struggling here with this full court pressure being exhibited by the Ironmen. See if Steel Valley can turn that turnover into points. They trail by 7 at the 2-minute mark here in the first period. Pollock fed it inside, and now Newtown fast on the break once again, going up for the follow and not able to convert. Here comes the Ironman the other way, a push-ahead pass. Pollock, the floor general for the Ironmen, barking out the offensive orders now, getting the offense started. Another turnover and a nice pass in the air, getting it up the court. 2-on-1. And Newtown unable to finish. A skirmish for the ball on the floor. And now Pollock comes back the other way, trying to do it all by himself, has his pocket picked once again.
Good navigation through traffic there as well.
And Mills maybe one pass too many there. He had the alley-oop attempt, but decided to dish it off to his teammate. I like the unselfishness, but probably could have finished that one himself.
Probably for sure, but at any rate, luckily for Newtown Titans, this is a free throw opportunity for them. They get 2 shots.
So now a new player checking in for Newtown and able to hit both free throws is Martez Robinson. Now 5 points for Robinson. The Titans are led by Andrew Mills. In the scoring department, he has 10 already here in the first. Here comes Newtown again. They like to run with numbers. Stripped away, ball out of bounds, and off a Titans player sends it right back to Steel Valley. No look pass, corner 3, up, way off the mark, rebound Titans. Nice command of the offense inside, and the bunny for Andrew Mills as his point totals continue to grow as he's looking up at the scoreboard, probably in disbelief. He already has 12, only in the first period here. And I'm not great at math, but I believe that puts him on pace for 48 points in this game.
I think you're a bit close. Is it 49, 40? No, just kidding.
So the cold Steel Valley offense finally gets a shot to go here at the end of the first period. While we have the breakage in time, we'd like to remind you to check out Wilbanks Consulting Group, a premier sponsor here for the Roxamore Sports Network. Is your athlete struggling to see a career path after graduation? If your child lacks direction, career exploration coaching can help. Career experts at the Wilbanks Consulting Group help your athlete identify their strengths beyond sports for a lifetime of success and career satisfaction. Call 1-833-924-9675 today for your free consultation. We're going to go ahead and take it to a short break here on the Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be right back with second quarter action.
Trouble can find anyone. At Frank Walker Law, we take the time to understand your situation and work tirelessly on your behalf. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
We are back here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Travis Newton alongside Ken Abaka. Second quarter action so far, it's been all Newtown Titans. They hold a 9-point lead, 23-14. Here in the fourth game of the second annual MLK Showcase. Nice feed inside, off glass, can't get it to go. Now a three-point pull by the Titans, air ball. And deflected out of bounds. So an ill-advised shot there on the run. Gives it right back to Steel Valley. The Titans look like they're in a very saggy zone right now. Looks like a 2-3, but a nice dish inside. That's how you break the zone. Once again, can't convert and now rejected away. Andrew Mills doing it all for this team, both on offense and defense, as he has the emphatic rejection. Now the Titans coming back the other way. They've used their speed so far this game, not changing it up here. And another air ball on the 3 attempt before getting fouled.
So far, Andrew Mills has actually been pushed off. We like to take a moment to thank Wilson's Night Out, one of our sponsors. Come to Wilson's Night Out, not just for a night out, but for an experience of Caribbean cuisine with happy hour Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. with specialty drinks. Looking for that certain room to host parties, meetings, social events, receptions, repast, and more. Wilson Night Out. Back to the action here. We number 33, Andrew Mills of Newtown Titan, has currently been subbed out and is currently resting on the bench, but he has actually scored a majority of the points for the team. Out of most of the players that have scored, he's scored about 12 points or so. And I was talking to his head coach earlier, and he averages about 16 points per game. So he's definitely on track to get on the better half of that average so far, as long as they keep him in the game, of course.
Camden Pollock trying to work a move on the defender. Let's see if Steel Valley can get something going. They trail by 10. They've been down throughout most of this game. We're still early in the second period. And Pollock could really use a high ball screen here. The defender's just kind of draping over him. Pull-up jumper, top of the key. Nice looking shot, but just missed a bit long. So the Titans dinking and diming down under the hoop. And now going to the line is Newtown. We'd like to remind you to check out SOAR. They know the rules of the game, but do you know the rules of life? SOAR Youth Empowerment teaches your teen athlete the rules of life. For more information, visit www.soarcoachingacademy.com or call 609-837-7237. So it's Cam Sparrow back at the line, back-to-back possessions, sending Sparrow to the charity stripe for two, and he's showing a nice little shooter's touch, getting the friendly bounce off the front rim.
Ooh, really good pick there.
So Pollock hit his first three. Now he answers back with this one. A little bit of frustration and a sigh of relief after making the deep trifecta shot. So that brings Steel Valley within 9 points, but they really have no answers for Newtown on the other side. A nice block. A nice block there by Pollock, but a foul before the shot, and for the third straight time now, Sparrow going to the line. And not a good sign for the Steel Valley Ironmen. Their best player, Camden Pollock, just picked up his third foul. So we're going to take a look here as the timeout is called. A correction, that foul is not on Pollock. That's actually going on number 3, Connor Rossi. So a 9-point lead for the Ironmen.
And we would like to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Behern and Ernsberger. Do you need a law firm in Pittsburgh? Have you or a member of your family suffered a serious injury? Did an insurance company refuse your claim? You may need help from a proven lawyer who will work for you. Call attorney Dan Ernsberger at 412-391-2515. And we are back in the action with number 10, who is trying to take a couple free throws.
Sparrow getting a lot of easy points, his third straight trip to the foul line. So far he is 4 for 5 from the stripe. Make it 5 for 6. I'd like to remind you that the Roxamore Sports Network will be keeping you updated with the live coverage throughout the rest of this MLK weekend tournament. Up next, we got Baltimore Poly, who really premiered themselves as one of the top teams in this tournament, along with Sunrise Christian. They'll be taking on Chester High School up next, the 3 o'clock game. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Roxamore Sports Network. You stay tuned throughout the weekend. There's another three-point attempt there by the Titans. Here in the second quarter, they've been getting the majority of their points from the foul line. Oh, and a nice look, one-handed pass inside, but unable to finish. The bunny was Jordan Fisher. The big man just lost concentration and didn't get it to go. Some hard fouls down there in the paint, but nothing's going to get called. Andrew Mills was really expecting one after drawing contact on the shot.
We have Jordan Fisher walking off, but one thing I've noticed over the past few minutes is that he's been probably the most productive player in terms of setting still picks. I've counted at least 3 of them so far, and they've proved to work relatively well. If only they could end up converting those into some actual points.
So we're going to get another timeout here, this time on the side of Newtown, the team out of Maryland.
And we would like to take a moment to thank Maggie Jason's Listings. Looking for a realtor to work hard for you? You found her. Maggie Jason's Listings encompass staging, professional photography, information boxes with top-grade promo cards, open houses, and target marketing. To learn more about her featured listings, call the number 412-999-9528. Thank you, Maggie Jason's Listings.
So we welcome you back to the Roxamore Sports Network's live coverage here from Woodland Hills High School. The host school in Woodland Hills will be back in action for the 4:30 game as they take on Moon Area High School. And both teams really struggling from the field here midway through the second period, and now a rugby-like scrum for the ball on the ground. The Titans come out squeaky clean with possession. Nice pump fake, pull up, fake the jumper. And great ball movement by Newtown, but they just can't finish at the rim, getting rejected at a higher rate than you would expect. And now a foul called. Foul's going to be called on Newtown, number 12. Alonzo Martin, the 5'11 senior, getting his first.
Sloppy.
Yep, Camden Pollock tried to drive baseline, ran out of real estate, and kind of just dinked it off his own player's head. Now a wide open three attempt for Sparrow. Can't get it to go, but the offensive putback called for a foul. And that will send Gerald Johnson, 6'6 senior, coming off the bench to the charity stripe for his first free throws of the game. Looks like Stephen Marcano and Andrew Mills, Stephen Marcano and Andrew Mills making their way back into the game, the two leading scorers for this Newtown team.
And we just had Martez Robinson hop off the court.
Mills checking in for the shooter after he hits two. Nice looking free throws there by Gerald Johnson. So the lead now 13 for the Titans out of Owens Mills. 30-17 the score with 4:31 remaining here in the first half, and another substitution. 23, Kobe Mayberry, getting his first playing time of the day. So besides the play of Camden Pollock, it's been a very slow start here for the Steel Valley Ironmen. Pollock thought about the pull-up off the dribble. Inside, dishes it out. Ball sat on the rim, couldn't get it to go, and now a double team and a jump ball called. Possession will go to Newtown. Newtown back with it. Pollock anticipated the pass, good ball fake. Reverse, now three-point shot, pure. That was Stephen Marcano drilling the three-point bucket. Oh, and way off the mark on that three-point attempt. Steel Valley just getting blanked here in the second period from the field. Good fight for the ball on the ground. We're going to get another jump ball, and this time it'll go to Steel Valley. Make sure you check out Assure America. Insurance comes with a lot of questions. Assure America has the answers. Assure America can help you protect your property, business, vehicles, and home. Be sure with Assure America. Go to AssureAmerica.com or call 412-489-5838. Tell them you heard about them here on the Roxamore Sports Network. Steel Valley offense trying to cross up the defender, but ended up catching his own ankles there. And yet another turnover as Steel Valley really asleep at the wheel right now on the offensive side. Andrew Mills keeping it alive with the offensive rebound, tipped out. Now Steel Valley coming again. Oh, that's got to be a carry. not called, and now a three-point attempt for Steel Valley. Air ball. And Ken, I said they were falling asleep at the wheel, and after that player airballed the shot, I saw him yawn. So maybe quite literal here, but Steel Valley just.
And that's actually the second air ball in a row. So yeah, very, very much asleep at the wheel here.
They have no answers right now on the offensive side, and it's not even that the Newtown defense is really swarming them like you would expect. Just no energy here by Steel Valley, and they were a late addition to this tournament. That shouldn't really have any impact on their play. You're still playing a game of basketball either way, but. And I think Camden Pollock is really the one that needs to wake up this team. He's been relying on those step-back threes from beyond the arc. A nice cross-court pass. He likes to go with the no-look. Now a corner three. In and out as the cold shooting continues, and a foul down low, this time on the Titans. This foul's going to be called on Kobe Mayberry. That'll be his first. Going up for the lob jam off the baseline inbounds. Can't get it to go. Wide open baseline run. Now another three-point attempt. This time long.
And heard a bit of a plea there earlier from one of the coaches asking for a few more calls from the ref on body contact over there. Got a little bit physical from the Steel Valley side of things.
So both teams really caught fire late in the first period. Both are extremely cold right now. 33-17 the score. The Titans of Newtown lead, and Pollock from NBA range. And he's definitely not afraid to pull the trigger. You can tell he's one of the primary scorers on this team, and he expects to get his shots up kind of like a Harden type mentality. You got to take shots to make shots. Expecting contact there, falling to the ground, but won't get the foul called, and now a steal back the other way for Steel Valley. While we have the breakage in play here on the baseline inbounds, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Hill District Federal Credit Union. The Hill District Federal Credit Union has serviced the community for almost 50 years. Their purpose is to improve the financial health of their members so that they're not just surviving, but thriving. For information on how to become a member, please stop in at 2021 Center Avenue, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 15219, or give them a call at 412-281-0822. So the shooting woes continue for the Steel Valley Ironmen. So Camden Pollock showing a little life. Chose not to take the three, and this time drove into the paint, and he's going to do better from the line than he will from taking those deep jacks from way beyond the three-point line. So let's see if he can get a little rhythm going here, starting at the free throw line.
And that is actually the first time the ball's gone into the net for like the past 2 minutes or so. It's been relatively unproductive on the scoring side recently.
And don't speak too soon. Number 24 for Steel Valley called for the lane violation, was trying to leave when Pollock had the ball, so that first one won't count. Now just one shot, and he gets it to go. So we're under the 1 minute mark here in the first half, a 33-18 lead for the Titans of Newtown. Good ball movement, getting it inside. Now the one-time shot from outside, in and out. Nice rebound and put back by Gerald Johnson. Pollock declining the screen. Nice pass inside, and the bank goes. So Ken, this game really started out as a track meet, both teams running the floor. Since about halfway through the first period, it's really slowed down. Both teams really just trying to get into their half-court offenses.
And number 4 is basically trying to drain the clock there.
And the three-pointer good with just 2 seconds left on the clock. and the heave as time expires, so that lead continues to grow for the Newtown Titans. They lead 38-20 over the Steel Valley Ironmen. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here at the half from the Roxamore Sports Network. Stay tuned as we'll be right back with the second half action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Roxamore Sports Network here from the second annual 2020 MLK Stand Against Violence Showcase. Travis Newton alongside Kenna Baca. And really a slow start for the Steel Valley Ironman as they're taking on the Newtown Titans. Really the only offensive production has come from their senior guard, Camden Pollock. How would you like to see them get the other players more involved, as really it's just been Camden Pollock driving, and if he happens to find you, you get your passes in a bucket?
Yeah, I mean, it's just more of a case of everyone else needs to step up. I'm looking on the roster here. We have number 30, Jordan Fisher. He needs to shoot a little bit better. I really liked some of the picks that he was throwing over there. So if he can keep that up a little bit, and just everyone just needs to step up more and be more productive.
And then for the Newtown Titans, it's been Andrew Mills absolutely dominating. We knew that he was their best player coming into the game, averaging about 16 points a game. He's been right on that mark, probably going to surpass it in this one if he can continue his dominance. What do you like about his game that you've seen so far?
I would say not just him, but the whole team of the Titans in general. I really like a lot of their positioning. They just seem to always be ready and in place to catch certain rebounds, make certain blocks, pass it mostly the right times. I still question some of their judgment on some of their passes. Like, I feel like a few times they should just kind of go for it rather than trying to pass it to someone who's kind of already in traffic anyway. That way we'll avoid some of the big blocks that we've seen on the Steel Valley side of things.
And so the Steel Valley Ironmen trail by 18 right now. Besides the offensive side, what do they need to do on the defensive side in order to get some stops and hopefully try to get back into this one?
Which side?
The Steel Valley Ironmen. What do they need to do on the defensive side?
Well, they just need to counter the positioning. They need to. They can't be letting Newtown just be like in their certain spaces and not also reacting as quickly as the Newtown Titans are able to react.
All right, so we have about 5 more minutes here till we go to the second half. We'll be right back on the Roxamore Sports Network. We'll see you there.
Pardon me, ma'am. My Sound Wireless Delivery, the line edition?
What's going on, Rock Supporters Sports Network fans? We are back here getting ready for second half action as the Newtown Titans are taking on the Steel Valley Ironmen. Travis Newton alongside Kanabaka. And Ken, you talked with the coach, Derek Wise from Newtown, at the break. What did he tell you about his team's performance in the first half?
Well, so before the first half, when I talked to them, they were talking like, let's dictate the tempo and everything. After this halftime, what he basically told his men was keep it up, identify the shooters on the Steel Cactus side, and then share the basketball against the zone. The Newtown Titans, they've been able to catch a lot of rebounds and stuff. And if they can identify what more of the shooters are and specify their threat more specifically there, I think they're going to be more efficient overall and probably grow the lead that they currently have.
And if they're trying to identify shooters on this Steel Valley team, I'll give him a little help. He's wearing number 2, Camden Pollock. He's really been the only one willing to take shots at a high clip. He's creating his own shots, whereas his teammates are kind of just waiting cautiously in the background. If they get the ball, they might put it up, but it's really been Pollock that's been the only scoring threat for this team. And it looks like they've made a few adjustments here, some substitutions to start out the quarter, and they're already showing their defense as we get started, lining up in this 2-3 with 2 up top and 3 on the baseline. So the score, 38-20, as the clock will start here in the third period of play. Live coverage on the Roxamore Sports Network from the 2020 MLK Stand Up Against Violence Showcase, a great cause being ran out here by Ron Corsi, the athletic director for Woodland Hills. Once again, the Wolverines will be back in action at 4:30 when they take on Moon Area High School. Bound to be a great matchup in what will be game number 6 of today's action, and a quick foul will send the Titans to the line. It looks like Andrew Mills picking up right where he left off, getting to the free throw line for 2.
And that was, and it was 12 points that he scored in that first half. So let's see, will he tack on to it more in this free throw? Not yet.
In and out there for Mills as he practices his follow through after missing that one. And he'll hit the second, giving him lucky number 13 points and extending his team's lead to 19. Let's see if Steel Valley can find some answers here in the second half. Oh, they're going to struggle with that defensive pressure. A double team coming right after he crossed the midcourt line, now going to the basket for the easy deuce. Titans with their biggest lead of the game, 21 points, 41-20 with 7:14 remaining in the third. And once again, that defensive pressure continuing to pick up here in the second half. And just a little bit over-aggressive on the defensive side. Number 1, Kyrie Johnson will get his first foul of the day. Let's see if Pollock can pick up the phone and find an answer. And they're going to show, you talked about them identifying shooters. They identified him and threw a double team at him the past 2 possessions. He's going to jack up one from way downtown. Won't get that one to go, and now Newtown back on the push. Kyrie Johnson now back inside the Mills. Lost possession for a second and can't get the easy one to go. Pollock taking charge of this offense once again. This time drives inside the paint, around the back and in the hoop. And that's what I really like about his game. I wish he wouldn't just stand around the three-point line as much as he does and jack up those long threes. He's shown that he has a great control of the ball. He has that ball on a rope. Nice dribble selection there and got inside with a nice layup. Let's see if he can continue on that path. Pollock trying the no-look pass once again. Now numbers on the other side for the Titans and a nice take. Going strong to the hoop was Kyrie Johnson. Feed inside the big man, number 30, just unable to finish. And now no numbers here, and Steel Valley really just showing a little bit of laziness there on the fast break. They had a 2-on-1 advantage on the defensive side and just an easy path to the hoop. Pollock trying to switch it up with the left. Now a 3, left corner, in and out.
That didn't work out so well for Steel Valley, but that's some of the positioning that I've wanted to see from them. They were much more ready to catch that rebound, and they reacted a lot faster there. Didn't work out in their favor this time, but it was a lot better to see that versus the first half of this game.
Now a line change coming in for Steel Valley. A foul way away from the hoop will give the Titans the ball in the backcourt as they regain possession with a 23-point lead, 45-22. It's been all Titans all game. Now it looks like Steel Valley will go back into that 2-3 zone. And that's exactly what you got to do against the zone. Get inside the middle of it. A nice job there. And a strong take by Cam Bush, just unable to finish, but possession will stick with the Titans. Good post move. Once again, we're seeing a lot of nice moves here by Newtown, just unable to finish, but getting it to drop there. Kyrie Johnson, a nice teardrop floater. So 47-22, now the lead. Pollock trying to create his own shot now, kick out to the corner. Gives it right back to Pollock, contested 3, no good. Now kick out 3 to the corner. Stefan Marcano, the 6'3 senior guard. Silky smooth from beyond the arc. They once again try to work that double on Pollock, get the ball out of his hands because there's really been no willingness to score by his teammates. Ball's tipped out of bounds and will stick with the Ironmen.
And we want to take a moment to thank Kager's Customs Artwork. Get your custom logos and artwork done for your home or business with Kager's Custom Artwork. Or you can find him on Facebook at Cliff Kager or give him a call at 412-915-6873. And we thank you, Kager, for sponsoring us here at Roxamore Sports Network, where we are back with the action.
So off the Pollock miss, here comes the Titans once again, running the floor now, settling into their half-court offense. And that's just too easy for Kyrie Johnson. He's finding a little bit of his game here in the second half now, 6 points after going scoreless in the first. Pollock snaking through the defense. Nice look to his teammate, but unable to finish on the offensive side, and now giving it right back to the Titans. Now a foul called right around midcourt. That foul on the Ironman. And Ken, this really has to be frustrating for Camden Pollock. You can tell he's a player that really works on his game and works on his weaknesses. He's a really well-rounded player. He has a nice ball handling skills. He can shoot the ball, and he does a good job of taking it to the hoop. But he really has no help outside of that from his teammates, at least in this game. They might just be having a bad day, but it looks like he's definitely the strong horse for this team throughout this season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only everyone else just seems to be slightly warming up now. And then there's still some mistakes. It looks like we just had was that a traveling that was just called? Yeah, we just had a traveling called, and it's just not working out for much of Steel Valley. Camden Pollock seems to really be the only one on his A game at the moment, and it's not really doing the team any favors.
So a 30-point lead now for the Newtown Titans. We'll be right back after this 1-minute timeout break. Gentlemen, to the Rocks and More Sports Network. A barn burner here, a 30-point lead for the Titans, and that lead continues to grow. Steel Valley just with no answers in this game, and it is a 30-point lead, but it hasn't been our biggest blowout of the weekend. Baltimore Poly put the work on Bishop Walsh last night and ended up winning by 44, I believe.
Something like that, yeah, that was a huge one.
And the craziest stat was Baltimore Poly's leading scorer, Brandon Murray, actually had more points than the opposing team. Just a great team there by Baltimore Poly. We luckily get to see them here in the next matchup as they go against Chester. And just continuing to rain down from downtown, Stefan Marcano, showing that he is a verified three-point shooter. Give him the blue check.
And currently, that three-pointer makes Stefan Marcano the second player on the Newtown Titans to go over 10 points this game.
So now a foul on the Titans of Newtown. They're going to get some new players in the game here. Looks like checking in is number 30, Ferdinand Naiva. And also number 12, Alonzo Martin. So two new faces checking in now, as this win is obviously well in reach for the Titans. Pollock's going to try another one. Why not? He's been frigid from the field besides a couple of layups he's gotten here in the second half. Trying another three, puts it up, sinks it, number 2. That's Twan Carter. And Pollock, he's not shy about it. You got to give him that.
Yeah,
He'll pull it up from anywhere.
And that was his second attempt at a 3 in a row. First one did make it, but that one did not. And Cam Pollock, hey, he has the ball again now, and he just passed it.
Blackman Bush the other way for the Titans, getting the bucket. Coming right back. Nice pace to their game and an easy bucket for Martin once again. And the Titans obviously are overwhelming Steel Valley right now, but I'm excited to see them hopefully get a matchup with a more worthy opponent and see what their game looks like when they're playing an opponent that can really D them up and has scorers on the other side, because this Steel Valley team is really stinted on the offensive side.
Yeah, it's just not, maybe it's just not their day, but things are just not going the way that we hoped with Steel Valley so far.
And we're looking to the Sunday matchups. I believe that neither of these teams will be featured on Sunday. And another three-pointer. Just too much offense here for the Steel Valley Ironmen as they continue to trail by more and more points with every possession. See if they can get some offensive production. Working it around the perimeter. Good bet that Pollock's gonna shoot it. He will, can't get the roll. Fouled, will go to the line for two.
And which one? You read it. And we would like to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Wilbanks Consulting Group. Is your athlete struggling to see a career path after graduation? If your child lacks direction, career exploration coaching can help. Career experts at the Wilbanks Consulting Group can help your athlete identify their strengths beyond sport for a lifetime of success and career satisfaction. Call 1-833-924-9675 today for your free consultation. Wilbanks Consulting Group.
And a half-court heave there by the Titans as time expires. Ending the third period takes us to the fourth. We end that period with Pollock hitting 2 free throws, so he now has 18 points. He is the leading scorer in the game, but he's also taking the majority of the shots, so it makes sense. You got, like I said earlier, you got to take shots to make shots, and he sure has been taking a lot of them. So before we get started here in the fourth period of play, we're going to go to a commercial break on the Roxamore Sports Network. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Trouble can find anyone. At Frank Walker Law, we take the time to understand your situation and work tirelessly on your behalf. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
Welcome you back to the Roxamore Sports Network. Travis Newton alongside Ken Abaka. And it's really just the start of the fourth quarter here, and it seems we're already into garbage time as a 40-point lead for the Titans of Newtown. Steel Valley being outmatched in basically every single aspect of the game. And lucky for them, they just have one more quarter here to bear through this beating by the Titans.
Hey, at least they might have some pride to play for here. We'll see there's going to be a learning experience in every game, so this maybe will be able to show where they might need to improve.
So battle for the ball on the ground there, tied up. Possession will stick with the Titans. So Newtown out of Owings Mills, representative of Maryland. A number of teams in this tournament from Maryland, including Bishop Walsh and Baltimore Poly.
I believe Baltimore Poly's the next game, aren't they?
Yep, they take on Chester High School in our next matchup. They'll be followed by Woodland Hills versus Moon. After that is Kiski School versus Taze Valley. Then Penn Hills, a very good team we saw take on Woodland Hills just a couple weeks ago. They'll be taking on Butler, and then we'll end the night with probably the biggest matchup of the evening with St. Benedict against Bishop Laughlin. Two proven high school basketball teams will be duking it out in the nighttime cap of this Saturday evening. And wow, what a nice touch there by Twan Carter. He's absolutely been lights out from beyond the arc. Pollock's going to try another one. Can't buy it. Why not another? Gets it to the basket and banks it home.
And that makes Cam Pollock the first player from this game to score over 20 points.
Getting a little happy there from the three-point line was Carter. But he's got the hot hand, so why stop there? A little shooting practice in the fourth quarter here. We have 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining, a 73-32 lead for the Titans of Newtown. I'd like to remind you to keep it tuned in after the game, as we'll be getting interviews with players and coaches from the Newtown Titans. Patient offense here. Crossover, now kicks it back. Carter inside and can't get it to go. Rebound by the Iron Man, number 30, Jordan Fisher. For this young man having a clear size advantage over almost every player on the opposing team, Fisher just really hasn't gotten anything going on the offensive side. But then again, who has for Steel Valley? Pollock has 20 points. The remainder of his team has 12. Not a good ratio there when you're trying to have a winning effort. With some good team offense there, give credit where credit's due. The feed inside and an easy layup for the Deuce. Now mixing his way through the offense, rejected away. And a little bit of life here for Steel Valley.
Yeah, at the same time, though, I feel like Newtown Titans are slightly letting up a bit. They're moving a little bit slower with the ball. I guess they just want to kind of close out the game, keep it injury-free, and they know that they have a pretty sizable lead, and they just want to manage the clock and dictate the tempo themselves.
You can tell Pollock is a gamer. He's not going to hang his head. He knows his team's down big, but he's going to try and get his, fill up the stat sheet. Why not?
Did you call him a gamer?
He's a gamer.
Gamers rise up.
He's rising up today, 21 points. If I do have one complaint for the Titans is they haven't been able to stop him, which they really haven't had to since no one else is scoring. But Pollock continues to grow his point total up now to 22. Steel Valley's played a little bit of man defense, a little bit of 2-3 zone. They're going to choose man defense here. And here comes Pollock. Let's see if he can bang one out, going up, and flushes it down. Pollock staring down the defender. And I'll stick with it. This kid's a gamer.
The gamer has risen.
So 73-38 with 3:04 remaining in the fourth. Pollock this time going to give it up. Double team in the corner, and a timeout called by the Steel Valley Ironmen. So just under 3 minutes left here in the fourth period. A commanding lead for the Titans, 73-38. And battling it out right now on the women's side, Woodland Hills women's team is taking on Lancaster Mennonite. Trying to get an update from that game.
Remember that you can watch all the women's matches on the Facebook page for Roxamore Sports. And we would like to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, Wilson Night Out. Come to Wilson's Night Out, not just for a night out, but for an experience of Caribbean cuisine with their happy hour Monday through Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. with specialty drinks. Looking for that certain room to host parties, meetings, social events, receptions, repasts, and more. Wilson's Night Out. And we are back at the action here with Roxamore Sports Network with the Newtown Titans up 73-38 for the Steel Valley Ironmen. Make that 41 actually for the Ironmen.
Pollock's going to bury another one now with 27 points. And I don't believe he's hit the bench yet. And why would you? By far the top offensive performer on this team. Keep him on the court, let him get his. Now a strong take inside, drawing the foul, and we'll go to the line for two.
Do you think Pollock's going to end up hitting 30 points in this one?
Oh, no doubt. He's 3 points away, averaging a shot per possession. So
oh my
with
goodness.
2:20 left, one of them's bound to go in. He's been shooting it well. Let's not deny that. Granted, he has, I'm not sure on his total shot count, but it's got to be somewhere close to 30 as far as total attempts.
Probably.
Hey, he's a good player. I'm gonna give him credit. He's really carrying this team against a lesser opponent than the Newtown Titans. I definitely think that he could carry this team to a victory, even though his supporting cast really hasn't been doing much at all. But yeah, well, I'd put money on it that we're going to see Pollock hit 30 in this one.
And do you think that we're going to end up seeing the Newtown Titans end up hitting 80 points total? Do you think that's going to happen?
Good chance with that one as well. The odds are pretty good for that. They're at 75 right now, and with a minute 50, I don't think they're going to hold the ball. They're going to continue to play their game and try and get theirs. Losing control on the fast break, now coming hard to the basket, and a foul called. So a chance to get it to 77 here for the Newtown Titans. And the clock will stop. It's the only negative about a foul when a team's leading by 34. Largest lead of the day for the Titans was 40. So a couple of substitutions coming in now for the Steel Valley Ironmen. So splitting the pair there, missing the first and hitting the second makes the lead 76-41 for the Titans. And now another foul. And not sure why they're fouling, but and at some point when a team's leading by 35 points, you run out of things to talk about. But let's see it. Let's see if Pollock can get to that 30-point mark. That's what we're gunning for right now as he kicks it out.
Yeah, I was just looking also at the roster and everything. Currently, the Newtown Titans have none of their starting lineup out on the court. It's all basically
except for Pollock.
Is Pollock there?
Yep.
Or, wait, Newtown.
Oh, Newtown. Yeah, Newtown has their complete bench in the game right now. No need to risk an injury to one of their starters. This team, you can tell they definitely have a pretty decent chance of making a playoff run. I will let you know that Maryland basketball is tougher than Pennsylvania basketball. Unpopular opinion, but
actually, there are some stats to prove that it's true.
I'm from Maryland. I've played Maryland teams. I've played Pennsylvania teams, and so I hate to admit it, but if I was a betting man, I would have lost some money because Newtown's going to hold it out here. They will not reach 80 points, and that means Pollock will not reach 30 either. So as time expires here from Woodland Hills High School, Game 4 of the MLK Stand Against Violence Showcase, it will be the Newtown Titans getting the win 76-41 over the Steel Valley Ironmen. So we'll be right back with an interview with some players from Newtown. like to welcome you back to the Roxamore Sports Network. Travis Newton here, joined alongside Andrew Mills. Mills, you got started early, you ended up dropping 13 points. What was it looking like on the offensive side for you guys tonight?
We knew that when we came in, we knew that we were going to be able to find open shots if we just moved the ball. That was the key. Every game we go and try and get 20 assists a game. So, I mean, like, it was easy once we shared the ball on that aspect.
And moving on throughout the rest of your season, knowing that you have a plethora of scorers on the offensive side, what's your mindset going in through the rest of your games in Baltimore County?
Last year we were Baltimore County champions. We lost the state championship, so I think the mindset is to just win out. Baltimore County, and then states, and we just want to win out. We don't want to lose anymore from now on.
All right, once again, we'd like to thank Andrew Mills for joining us today. Andrew, good luck with the rest of the season. Hopefully you can go out and get that state championship this year.
Thank you.
Trouble can find anyone. At Frank Walker Law, we take the time to understand your situation and work tirelessly on your behalf. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
We are here with Roxamore Sports Network, and we are here with your name again?
Camden Pollock.
All right, and basically the big thing to talk about for you after this whole thing, you had 27 points. What was that like?
Should have had more. I was missing a little bit. Kept attacking though, so that's what happened.
And what would you say were like some of your biggest strengths that helped you get to that number? Because that was more than anyone on the other team even had.
My handle helps me get any shot that I want, so I can create off the dribble, and my jumper can just sink it. So yeah.
All right, well, that is it with Cam Pollock and Steel Valley. So Cam, thank you for having us, and we will be right back.